How's it going? Today is 29th of July, Monday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some of our government's press releases that would be OIM launch a study to regulatory restrictions on single-use plastics. It's something that we were taking a look at roughly about 8 months ago or so, where the government was looking to reduce some of the plastics, and perhaps more optimal would be for some of the businesses to use reusable instead of single use, right? But either way, let's take a look at this press release and what we can find. Study of restrictions of single-use plastics considers how businesses respond to regulations across UK internal markets. So let's try to understand it, what this article is all about. Quick recap on our progress overall, where we are on the calendar. That will be week 152. Overall, it was a great week. I wish I had done more. I made a lot of offers one that will show our progress. Other than that, we progress into week 153. Every second day of the week, I'm going to be doing a lot of marketing, and I'll be closing with taking a look at the government contracts. Since 2011, measures have been brought into force across all parts of UK to tackle an issue of single-use plastics waste, include plastic bags, cutlery, straws, and food and drink containers. Scotland, England, and Wales have implemented bans on certain products, while Northern Ireland has planned to future restrictions. Restrictions introduced to date have been introduced at different times but have been similar in substance. I was taking a look at Northern Ireland, what they're referring to, and I think they have finance to take a look at this problem, and there's a research work as of now being carried out, and they breaking down in this research work by demographics, by age groups, all this kind of things. Very interesting in research, by the way, but either way, let's progress. The Office for the Internal Markets, which is a part of Competition and or Market Authority, has a role to assist the four governments across UK to provide expert advice and analysis to support effective operations of the UK's internal markets. As such, it is well placed to provide independent and evidence-based advice on the economic impacts of measures to reduce the use of single-use plastics across the nation, which can help with the development of future policy by government. The view builds on the new work of OIM last annual report, which found that supermarkets have tended to adopt UK-wide approach when using single-use plastics. Items like we were taking a look at that again. It's the same government. we keep coming back to the same point. If possible, we need to reduce word count, not necessarily increase it, right? Plates, bowls, meaning that adoption to a regulatory environment by using items such as meat trading rules in all parts of UK, or all parts they trade in, rather than using different products in each nation. The OIM now wants to hear from a wide range of stakeholders, including SMEs and others in the supply chain, about their experience of dealing with regulatory changes in relation to single-use plastics. OIM particularly wants to view on how businesses have responded to the changes and the extent to which differences in the timing of substance of regulatory have impacted policymaking and innovations across UK. It might be good that they're looking for feedback, right? It's something that you've been affected by. That would be OIM is running short online survey, which can be found on the Single-Use Plastics Project page. This will run until 16th of September 2004. All true earlier response are encouraged to help reviewers get underway. Business and all other interest stakeholders can have or share the views by emailing. Okay, but that would be Combined Market Authority, right? Where they're looking to regulate markets, right, and how those markets would be affected, as well as changing some of those plastics to more sustainable ways of, I know, degradable, all this kind of things, right? It could be more expensive, so that could have impact on, in particular, smaller businesses, right? Let's take a look at other projects and something that's happening across the UK. So since, let's take a look at concept. So what would happen to single-use plastics, as well as some of the projects being launched to potential use cases, right? Let's touch on this concept. So that would be waste to energy, right? So if we having a lot of plastics or a lot of waste that could be used only one time, not necessarily would be reused, or there will be waste to recycle. So this waste will end up in the landfill. Hopefully not, right? Perhaps there's other use cases. So I thought I would take a look at perhaps producing energy and what would be the process of waste to energy, right? Some of those processes could or look like collecting and sorting, processing, combustion, gasification, pyrolysis, energy recovery, ash management, and from there we can touch on benefits. That would be reduce landfills. Otherwise, most of the waste, single-use waste, would end up in landfill. Some of the benefits could be energy generation, greenhouse gas reduction. Okay, waste management, which might be important, but perhaps or not having single-use plastics inside the supply chain in the first place, something where a government is taking a look at, right? And considerations have to be emissions, cost, and public perception. But public are people who are making the decisions with money, and if they're purchasing single-use plastics, that's part of the responsibilities that public should have, right? Either way, let's take a look at some of the projects being launched when it comes to waste to energy, right? Could be January 4th, so perhaps some time ago, right? But I thought I'll touch it, something that I was taking a look at. I would like to understand a little bit better, since recently there was increase of waste. So there's many reasons, right? But perhaps government is taking a look at what all the way how things can be done better. That would be ambitions to heat homes in there is a particular location which establish at new waste energy plant, right? So potentially single-use plastics is a part of supply chain, right? Homes in this particular location could be powered by rubbish treated at the new waste energy plants to be built following an offer of support from West Midlands Combined Authority, where this location energy from waste facility located at okay, we keep giving names of locations. Has ambitions to partner with West Midlands Combined Authority and local councils to help export heat to homes in the form of steam and or hot water, right? So waste treatment and how it can be used, right? They can power perhaps swimming pools, they can heat those, they can heat the houses, all those kind of things, right? Up to 450 jobs will be created during the construction phase of the plant, and 50 direct jobs once it's fully operational. The target of completion is 2027. So that would be just an example of some of these projects. Right? Rubbish collection to power plants will come from a range of local and regional waste management companies. The facility itself will replace the region's aging fleet of incinerators, which are due to be retired over the coming years, right? So that would be just an example. Some of the projects are being launched as of now, and energy would be generated, and this kind of energy could be used for many purposes, including heating houses, right? And or energy crisis, and no prices, overall energy prices. But if we can, I would like to encourage the government to take right decisions when it comes to taking single-use plastics out of supply chain in the first place. But that might have too much of an impact on the smaller businesses in particular, who are already paying a lot for some of the prices, right? So that could be many things, including single-use plastics. Let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.